What's good, everybody? It's your boy LaMarcus. Welcome to Life in Beta, episode 6. Man, we chopping these bad boys up. So sometimes I do social experiments, and I just want to see how people either react. I just want to see the answer I'm gonna get. I just want to kind of, I guess, see where I stand sometimes. But for this experiment, I asked some important people in my life. If you could describe LaMarcus Strickland in one word, what would it be? And I obviously got some jokes. Punk was one of them. Punk. But that was, an actual brother. Well, they're all brothers, but you get what I mean. And a couple of them said some things that God used to change my perspective and perception of my place. So one of my brothers said I was an intellect. And I never thought I was that smart. I took an IQ test. And boys above 115, no BS, 100% truth, which surprised the heck out of me too. But I'm not the smartest person in the room. Clearly I'm not. But anyway, so to be called an intellect by an actual intellect makes me super honored. It doesn't give me a big head. It's reassurance that, hey, God is giving you that knowledge. He's giving you that wisdom. He's giving you that understanding that you need, especially through His Word and the experiences in life that He allows us to go through, trials and tribulations. One of my brothers said original. And I love that because I started thinking man, for somebody to sit here that you respect the heck out of their opinion and you do love him and his family deeply because they're family. Okay, they're family. To be called original is really fantastic. I'm super honored by that. But my other brother, who is a genius, said hype. You're a great hype man. And God used those things, that word, hype man. He said, you're a great encourager, to change my perspective and give me this bit of wisdom that I want to pass on to you. Again, I'm not some pastor of some mega church or anything like that. I'm just a regular old dude who believes in obedience in God. Have I always been obedient? No. Have I messed up? Yes, but God can use anybody. All right. So he said that I was a hype man. I was an encourager. And God told me, I'm so freaking honored by that. I am. If somebody sees me as a hype man in their life and as an encourager in their life, that means God has placed me intentionally in that individual's life. Yes, that's my brother too. Individually in their life, because they may need some type of encouragement. You never know what stress or scrutiny or anything that somebody's going through, but the fact that God gave me the honor of being in their life to be an encourager for them says everything. You may be an encourager. You might be somebody's hype man. Because also, when you really look at hype men, let's just use rap or hip hop for a second. You got people on the stage. You got the main character, the main artist, and then you got somebody just keeping the crowd hype, encouraging them, doing their thing, etc., etc. They're not the main character. I'm the main character in my story for LaMarcus. I'm not the main character in my brother's story. But the fact that I'm a part of his story, their story, my family's story, is one of the greatest honors I could ever have. And God, changed my perspective of that. Why? Because a lot of people think that they're the main character in somebody else's story. And check this out, big dog. It ain't about you, homie. It's not. Heck, Jesus is the main character in my story. And I am honored to be a part of his supporting cast. Literally, all the greats understood it ain't about them. That's why that whole fad in the early 2000s and stuff like that, I am second, because guess what? We really are, especially if we love God. If you're going to be somebody's hype man, if you're going to be somebody's encourager, if you're going to be somebody's creative partner, if you're going to be original to somebody, if you're going to be a punk or an intellect or someone that's a companion or a brother or a sister, be honored by that, because God placed you in that person's life for that specific purpose. And remember, when you are obedient to God, He will allow more. I said this in a couple of shorts. God doesn't call the called. He calls the obedient, and then he gives them their calling. Think about that. He said you were beautifully and wonderfully made, which means he has a purpose for you. And if you are somebody's hype man, guess what? That's amazing and an honorable purpose. I wish I had more hype man. I do. I wish I had more people that would encourage me. I wish I had more people that didn't say, yo, dude, you did what you did, man. And you're over here trying to talk about God and failure and all this other stuff. I had to get to a point mentally and spiritually to know that, yo, me being obedient with God ain't going to sit well with some people, because they're not always going to be equally yoked. So do this experiment. Ask 5 people that you care about. 5 people. And maybe one X factor, like a coworker or something like that. And see where God has placed you in their life. And if you don't like that placement, ask God to allow you to be elevated. Or honestly, move on. Why? Because you can't live in negativity. I really want to thank y'all for supporting me. Like, subscribe if you're not a person that's a part of the Life and Beta family. And I'll see y'all in episode 7. I'll let you.